Well, God bless y'all. It's the WheelChair Prophet. Look, I'm at the crib. It's 3:41 in the morning. Today is January the 28th, 2011. And I'm on the phone with my son because he assists me in some of the things that I need to do because my legs I can't get around. And one of the things I can't do, I can't type nothing hardly. Really, hardly is not even the word. Let me take that back at all. But we get ready to do what we always do. See, we come off the west side here in St. Louis. In 71 is where I learned how to stand up and be a man in a world where anything could happen. In a world where you had to protect yourself and your family. And that's what I learned on the west side. On the west side, men walk straight down. Either they're going straight east, straight west, straight south, or straight north. And they'll cut over where they need to cut over when they get there if they have to go southwest or southeast. But listen, we don't come up behind you with a ski mask on in the back of your head and do you from the back of your head with a ski mask on. Why you need a ski mask on if you sneaking up on somebody? 'Cause you double dirty. And what you talking about ain't real. But I want you to know it's death before dishonor where I come from. That's why the WheelChair Prophet is stepping out and saying, may his tonsils be ripped out of his windpipe, and may my voice box be crushed, and may my heart be ripped from the center of my breast and impaled upon the highest pinnacle in God's universes. For all the universes to see what the heart of a false prophet and a stunt-ass nigga look like. Now, I have my son here. Mark, are you there? Okay. We getting ready to call the national weather in Baton Rouge because if you listened or watched our channel, you see where we stepped out West Side style for you fake false prophets. And we stepped out and we called the national weather there in New Orleans, and it's on the YouTube. What's the name of it, son?
Oh, wow. It's called Why Do Birds Fall from the Sky?
Why Do Birds Fall from the Sky? And listen, actually it's a 19-minute weather report that the man of God gave men. Now, if the man of God gave men the weather report, then he didn't give it. God did. He know it all. You don't hear me, though. And Why Do Birds Fall from the Sky is from the beautiful song, Why Do Birds Fall from the Sky? That's all I got to say. Now, listen. Let's call them. What's that number there, son? 504-522-73. Let us put that number out there if anybody else want to call and tell why and what's going on in the weather, like any of you false prophets. Don't try to ride backside now. It's over with. I already stepped up. Now, get up and you tell. And if any of y'all feel like y'all know, hey, what's the number again?
504-522-7330.
That's the number. Well, dial that for me, my son. Dial that for me. Now, he's going over to dial that. And we just going to keep it 100 in the paint. Y'all, but now today is January the 28th. You know what's going on. Snow, cold deep in the water. It's causing all kind of issues. Here we go, y'all.
Thank you for calling the National Weather Service, the Orleans Baton Rouge office in Slidell, Louisiana. If you know the extension of the person you wish to speak with, dial it now. To return to this menu at any time, press the star key. For a weather forecast, press 210. For a marine forecast, press... One moment, please. Thanks for calling the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Slidell, Louisiana. Here's the forecast for the metropolitan New Orleans area. For the south shore of Lake Pontchartrain tonight, clear, lows in the lower 40s, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, highs in the mid-60s, west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, clear, lows in the upper 40s, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain tonight, clear, lows in the mid-30s, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, highs in the mid-60s, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, clear, lows in the lower 40s, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's the forecast for the Baton Rouge area. Tonight, clear, lows in the upper 30s, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, highs in the upper 60s, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear, lows in the lower 40s, southwesterly winds 5 miles per hour. To repeat this message, press 9. To return the thanks again for calling the National Weather Service office inside out.
1 moment, please.
Good morning, National Weather Service. How can I assist you?
Well, sir, yes, you can. This is Mr. Mark Wooden. I've called there on a couple occasions, and one was memorial. And you may have heard it was famous, I'm sorry. I'm just an 8th grader. Sometimes I get my prefixes and suffixes turned around. You know, I was in 8th grade in 74 and I graduated magna cum laude. I'm a man of God in the city of St. Louis, sir, and I spoke to Robert, or a person who was alleged to be told me that it was Robert who worked there, when I called to give you the formula of the weather that we're currently seeing, and why and what the weather would do, that this weather was not a destructive thing, that this weather was to bring pressure upon the infrastructure of leaders and how they treat the people in regards to the finances. So now, J. Paul Morgan and all your friends down there, they feeling a little pinch on the booty too. And I say that in humbleness. And I verified it. I gave my Social Security number. I gave everything I could give as a United States citizen. Are you there?
Yes.
Please, I don't mean to hold you up. I know, you guys down there in Louisiana are the kindest men that I have met. No homo. I'm not homosexual when I say that. I'm saying that I've been from St. Louis all the way down to Washington, up to Washington, D.C., back down south to Starkville, Mississippi, through Tutwater, if you know where that is, in the Delta. And the weathermen and the kindness and hospitality that our people on that end of this country exhibit is remarkable. And I say that because I've seen the most ugliest of personality in academia, those who have arrived at the status of patricians in our society have an oxymoronic character sometimes, that they're the most arrogant, vicious, and conceited people. But weathermen, they bow down that something is up there, and they know that we don't just run it all, even if it's the weather gods. Now, with that postulation being propounded to you in a rhetorical manner to inspire you to watch the shores of the United States and protect us from northeasters and cold moans from the North Pole and the Arctic over on the other side of Russia, who's gotten so much snow it's ridiculous. New York has gotten more snow than they've ever had before. Now, is anybody there that can verify my conversation and my inquiry, and also the formula that I gave to the weatherman to figure out what was going on, only to establish for the weatherman in this country that God rules the weather and we need to work together like the weathermen do. Now, and then we want to have all this killing of congressmen and congresswomen and federal judges by young 24-year-old, 26-year-old kids. Here in St. Louis, we had a 28-year-old school teacher, man, 28 years old, born in 1982, been having sex with a 10th grader all the way from the 10th grade. Now she's in the 12th grade. And guess what? Having sex at school. in the school. 28-year-old Caucasian kid, not a black kid, graduated. An associate's degree is all he have to be up in the school by our kids. Man, we got to come together and help each other. You know why the snow is coming? It make us help each other, dig each other out, help your enemy. Now, is anybody there that can tell me whether or not what I told them is true? Because so far, I've been listening, and what I said was true. You have a code. This is what I told you. You can go back, and I got it on record. I got the conversation with the man I spoke to, and I called twice, and each time I recorded myself, like you being recorded right now. Now, the weather that I heard recently, one of the things that is different is that a cold has sunk deep down into the waters that's creating a certain air pressure, whatever. I don't know what it is. I'm not a weatherman. But I know one thing. I told that weatherman that there would be a unique cold. An exceptional cold. Cold! Moving in other ways. And I told that man, and I got it on tape, sir. I told that man, God said he called it all except for the shaking of the ground. He called all of his weather to bear, to bring us together. The federal judge just got murdered, not by an Arab.